Hey everyone, we're here today to look at more videos on how to put onto your 3D hologram topper. And basically you saw part one where I did the install of the topper. So what we're going to do now is show how to make videos for the topper. And Dan, the person from Lighted Pinball Mods, already kind of showed this, but I'm just going to show it again with my technique as well, just so it's on my channel. And you know, I put links on my stuff for him as well, but just want to add and just show the videos that I made and also just show you how I made those videos. So what you do to make a video within the software of what you need is basically you're going to need YouTube or something like that, your mini SD card that's in the which is in my computer now, which I took out of the topper, and that's right here, removable disk M is in Michael. Click on that. So these are all the videos I already have on the SD card for the topper that I already created. So if you go to the very top thing here called App and Program, if you click on that, right here, K1 Program 3D Hologram, there's software within here called 224_3D Hologram Executable, EXE. So I'm just gonna take that and copy it to my desktop, just so I don't have to keep coming off the mini SD card here. So if we go back, this is again the files that are on the mini SD card. So I'm going to minimize that. So I'm going to go here now and go to the folder of this 224_3D hologram. I'm going to click on that. And again, this is the software. Here, the top one, 224_3D hologram EXE. That opens this window. And that's the software that we're going to use to convert the video to the software to a .bin file, which works on the topper. So if we look at this, you can see it's all in like Chinese or something like that, some other language. So if you click this little globe down here, right above the broom, you got to click the icons. Don't click the type. Click on that little round part thing, and it should change everything to English. So now we could read what it says. So now what we're going to do is find a video that we want to put on our SD card. So since I have a Star Wars Stern pinball machine, I'm going to use a Star Wars video. So this one looks good, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. This, I believe, is when Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite, and Princess Leia is coming to like rescue him in Jabba the Hutt's palace to like get him out of the carbonite. So what you need to do is grab the URL from wherever you got your video from. So I just hit Control-C on my keyboard. So I copy the URL. I use a software called Wondershare All My Tube. So that's what I use. You could download another free one called ClipGrab. That's another one, which is this. Well, there's really not much to show, but it's called ClipGrab. ClipGrab. ClipGrab 3.84. So that's another freeware, I believe. I think you might have to pay for Wondershare. I'm not sure, but I've had it forever. I really like it. So I open up Wondershare. Maybe it is free. I'm not sure. But anyway, what you do is you open up All My Tube, it's called. Since we copied that URL, I'm just going to go to paste URL. So now it's going to download the video to a folder that I already specified it to. So I'm going to do it as an MP4 1080p. I'm going to go the highest. Hit download. So now it's downloading that Return of the Jedi video to this folder. Okay. So X out of that. X out of that. I believe the folder in it is called New Folder 6. Here it is. That's where I had it specified to download to. So it's called Han Solo Unfreezes, Return of the Jedi. So now what we're going to do is take this file here, the Han Solo, and take off, well, first, if you don't want, like, say we play this video, and you don't want all of this, you know, this video is like 4 minutes long. You don't want all this other content. Say you only want it up to, like, where Princess Leia, like, unfreezes him, like, up to this part. like where his face unfreezes in his hands and all that. So let us get out of this. So there's pieces of software that does video editing. You could download something called VSDC Free Video Editor. V is in Victor, S is in Sam, D is in David, C is in Charlie. So it's this download free video. I'll put a URL link on my website as well. You could download it as a 64-bit version or a 32-bit. I have a 64-bit operating system on my computer. But if you have a 32-bit, you would download that. But you download the 64-bit if you have a 64-bit. I use, since I have it, Sony Vegas. I believe this you have to purchase Sony Vegas, but I know it pretty well. I make all my videos in it, so I do all my video editing in Sony Vegas. So I'm going to take this video and bring it in. You could do this. This isn't any different than any other video editing program, except I just know it better than any other one. So I'm going to bring that video in, just kind of scroll through the video. Say we're going to grab it like right from here. So I'm going to slice it. I hit S on my keyboard to slice it from the start. Then I'm just going to fast forward it until, you know, like the cool part where his face and hands are like glowing and on fire coming out of the carbonite. And then he falls to the floor, and then Princess Leia goes down to, like, you know, save him. So we'll put it right from here. I hit S again, slice it. I'm going to kill this part of it and kill the front part of it, which leaves me just with what we started with. So if we scroll through it, that's all we get. That's all I want. So what I'm going to do is render this. Render as. I'm going to render it as, I don't know, I have it preset already as an MP4. You know, all that stuff. Name it, whatever you want to name it. I'll call it Han Solo in Carbonite. I'll render it. So now it's going to go to my desktop. So this will probably be a couple minutes, I would think, to render this. So then what we're going to do next after this is rendered is take this file, put it into this folder, and then get rid of the .mp4 on the end of this video, and then put it into this other software that came with your card, the 224_3D. And this actually renders this video to work with your topper. So that it turns it into a .bin file. So it's a .bin video file once it's done. And this is what is recognized on your card. So if you look at, while this is running, I'm just going to talk a little bit here just to kind of give you a background on everything. Again, let's go to our removable disk, M as in Michael. These are all the files on that SD mini card. So as you can see, they're all .bin files. So again, that's what is recognized as the format for that topper. And for this to actually work within this 224_3D software that came with your topper, you need to remove the .mp4 that is associated once you finish with your what do you call it? Your rendering here. So I'm just going to wait a minute until this finishes. You got another minute 30. Okay, so now the video is finally done rendering. So I'm going to take it from my desktop and just bring it to a folder. The folder is called New Folder 6. So again, we have the original. This is the rendered one that I cut down, and we're going to remove the .mp4 from the ending of that and hit yes if I want to change it. I changed it. Now let's go to the 3D Hologram Software. So again, we want to use this Han Solo and Carbonite. So I'm going to go to File, Encode. I click on that little icon. So now it's asking for the source. Source is desktop, new folder 6, where that video is stored. Double click. Han Solo and Carbonite, which is this one, this first one. No .mp4 on it. Hit open. Now the destination, where do I want to save it? I'll save it into the same folder. I think you might have to rename it something different. So I'm just going to go Han Solo in Carbonite Revise. If I could spell. Hit save. Now you get this like preview of the video with this circle around, and you can move this circle around wherever you want. This circle represents the fan blades, so this kind of shows you the positioning of where this image is going to fall into that fan, you know, the circumference of that fan as it spins. So, you know, this is, I guess, letterbox, so it's a bit more narrow. Usually you want to get something that's kind of wide, you know, but we'll use it, see how it actually looks. So we position our circle. It looks good. It's kind of centered top to bottom. And then click again on a start encode. I click that, and as you see, here's your little preview box right here as it goes. And then you can see an icon was created with the VLC cone here called Han Solo and Carbonite Revise.bin. This is what it's going to save it at the end. This is what you're going to put on your SD card, this file right here. These two, nope. This one, yeah. So let this render. It's going to take a couple minutes. It probably takes like 5 minutes to render. We'll come back to it and see how everything looks, and then actually look at the topper and see how everything looks on the topper once everything is put on there. Stay tuned. Alright, so I turned the video back on, so this is kind of getting to the end of the rendering of this. So as you see, Han Solo fell on the ground. This is kind of where we cut that video to within Sony Vegas. So in a minute, you should see something that says like rendering done, hit OK or something like that. So that means that the video is completed with the rendering to be used on your video card or your mini SD card. So let's wait for that prompt to come up, and then after that, I'm just going to show a couple quick videos of what I also put on this fan or this topper, just to show you, give you an example of what I converted over before. So also, yeah, encode finish right here. So you hit OK. So now this file is done. So if I go now back to computer, then I go to my SD card, which is M as in Michael. Click on that. Here's all the videos. I take this Han Solo and Carbonite, bring it here, copy it over. So now it's on the mini SD card to be played onto the topper. So let's do I want to have that be first. So let's see. Yeah, so we could leave that over the flyover bin. I'll just do this. I bring it under that, and then when we put it in the fan, then we could see this video be first. That's kind of why I'm doing this. So that's first, because it goes, the fan goes, the topper goes according to your playlist right here. This is how it doesn't do it assorted or anything. It goes by this list. So however you have it listed in your SD card that goes into the fan or the topper, whatever you want to call it, this is how your playlist goes. So if you want your videos in a certain order, you have to document it in here or place it in here with different letters so it falls in a different position, because it's going to play in order as the file is listed here. Just a heads up. So we have that. So again, we took the video card or video, put it in here. So now these are a couple other videos I did to put on the card. So here that I didn't have the whole video. The Deathstar Assault, I know I kind of got it from like down here in the back. Like how could, and I think I did this too. I might have done this entire thing. It's pretty badass with these AT-ATs coming at you and, you know, blowing up and stuff like that. So I haven't seen any of this. It's going to be the first time I'm looking at it as well. Because I put a bunch of videos on here. And again, this card holds. I mean, if you look at this card is 13 gigs. So it's like almost 14 or 15 gigs. You put a lot of videos on this thing. I mean, I still have 13 gigs left. I only used not even 2 gigs of space yet. So you could put a crap load of videos on this thing. So that's great. So let's go downstairs. I'm going to put this into the topper. We're going to take a look at it, see the videos. Again, I'm going to record some of these so you could take a look. But again, it's really easy to make these videos. Just really quick again. You know, the software I use, it's Wondershare, All My Tube. This is where I grab my URL from YouTube. So if I go here, look up a video, whatever it might be, copy the URL, whatever the video is, go here, paste URL, it downloads it, you save it, you know, wherever you want to save it to. I'm not going to do it again, but that's number one. And again, the software that else is out there is called ClipGrab, which is a freeware. ClipGrab 3.8 and download VSDC freeware video editor, free video editor. It's freeware, but you could use that. But I use Vegas. I use Vegas Pro. Put my video in here. I edit my video, cut it down, do what I want to do with it. Then I open up the software that's on this on the memory stick. Let's go to the memory stick. Again, I copy this to my desktop, K1 program underscore 3D hologram 224. Open it, launch this. Click on the little globe to turn it to English. Find the file I want to bring over. Again, take the .mp4 off before you do this, or it won't work. So I believe it was this one, without the .mp4. After I, rendered it and all that stuff. Hit open. Asks you where you want to save it to. Save it. Give it its destination path. It's going to ask you what you want, whether you want that circle. You hit file and code again, and that's it. And then it renders it, and then it turns it into a .bin file, and then you go back to your memory card and copy it over. It's that easy. It's like 3 steps, so give it a shot, see how it goes. We're going to be making more videos to show them. I like to see what other people are going to be making for all their games once they get this topper. I think it's going to be really cool to kind of like see different videos that people put out there and what they do with this actual topper. I think it's going to be great. So let's go downstairs. We're going to put it in the game, shoot a little video of the videos, and see how they look. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we go to look at some of these videos that are on here that I made myself. So this is like the first, opening scene here of the Star Wars movie with the Star Destroyer or whatever flying overhead. And again, these are clips like from YouTube or whatever that I grabbed them from with the process of what I showed on how to make the video to put on here. Here's the video that we just did, that I did a tutorial on in the video. So this is Han Solo and the Carbonite. So here's Princess Leia trying to get him. Again, the quality is what it is, but it still looks really good, I think, for whatever you know, the resolution, you're grabbing a crappy video from YouTube and you're just dumping it to this, you know, topper here with the resolution. It's pretty good. It's not, it's, you know, for what it is, but again, it's a $250 item. You know, it for what it is, I think it's really good. So again, this video is going to be kind of long, I think, because I'm kind of just going to talk through it, like with the process or what is going on here or what kind of what happened. But so here's another scene that I think that I did. I think all these ones in the beginning here are ones that I did off of YouTube with the process that I did. This, I think, is like where the where Darth Vader, the Emperor, comes onto the Death Star or something like that. I mean, I tried to mix up like the first, you know, 3 original movies, we'll call it. Not the first 3 in the series, but the first 3 that were released. And here's the Emperor coming off the ship here. And again, each one of these videos is probably about 2 minutes long or something like that. That I you know, you want to keep it to a minimum, I think, the length of the video. Here's Darth Vader, you know, from I think that's movie what, 6, 3, 4, whatever. What it starts at 4. Is it 4, 5, 6? I forget. But it was the first original movie where Darth Vader chokes out one of his guys. Pretty much a classic scene from Star Wars, if you're a Star Wars like fan. And again, this is just kind of giving you just an idea of like what you could kind of do with this thing, with this topper, or the quality of the video that it puts out. And again, like a lot of times I'll be playing the game and I'm looking up at the video and getting distracted by my game or the topper. I'm not paying attention to my game and drain the ball and stuff like that. And with Star Wars, there's so many classic scenes to grab from. And here's, I think, an AT-AT scene from Hoth. Like the quality, like from the, you know, the darker scenes are cool too, but some of these brighter scenes are really nice. The quality, I think, of the resolution of what you see. You know, you can make out the images, you know what it is. And here's the AT-ATs coming down. The snow speeders flying overhead. And it's just cool for people who are playing the game to just like look up and watch kind of what's going on. It was kind of like back in the day, I think, when you're watching, you know, I'm an older person. I remember when like Dragon's Lair and Space Ace and all that were in the arcades, and they would have a TV, or like Punch Out, I remember too, had a TV on the top of the cabinet, so people who were standing around the game could like watch the game as you're playing. And this is not really you're watching the game, but you're just watching something else to kind of entertain you, and the full effect of like this hologram type look of this topper, where this video is kind of like floating in air and kind of in your face. It's actually just such a great, like a cool and great concept of, you know, like how this works. And here's Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader fighting. Again, it's a bit of a dark scene, so it's a little harder to see. I think some of the brighter scenes are a little bit better at being displayed on this. I think the darker scenes kind of get a little muddy at times, but again, it's, you know, the quality for what it is, I think, is really great. And again, there's so many classic scenes in Star Wars. It's like, well, what do you put on this thing? Like, how many different things? Like, you know, if you want to start from, like, you know, the Stern Star Wars kind of do like the first 3 released movies. So, you know, to kind of go in order of videos of what you put on this SD card and kind of just watch it as you play, or have your people watch as you play. And these are some of the videos I was showing upstairs before we copied everything to the SD card. This is a preview of what I put on the SD card at that time. So really, you could put anything on this that you want. Like, you could put your, you know, family videos on here if you wanted to. You could put, you know, any type of scenario of videos that you want to display on these things. That's why Lighted Pinball Mods is making a wall mount for this as well, like a wall mounted version that you could buy, so you could actually hang it on your wall. And they put like I want to say, like, from what Dan was telling me and showing me, it's going to be like this plastic piece that goes on the front, so, you know, you don't get hit by this blade, you know, traveling really fast. You know, this blade is like a ceiling fan spinning. Getting hit with it, it hurts. Could cause some damage. And here's the other one I was kind of showing, the Deathstar Attack. Again, as you're playing the game too, and the music is going and all that, you don't hear the sound of this fan. You know, I saw some people put comments on Pinside to Dan, and Dan was answering the questions and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a bit noisy. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not noisy or like it's quiet. But again, like, it's how the product was made, the hardware, and of course, a thing that's spinning in the air at whatever speed this thing is spinning at. Of course it's going to make air, and you're going to hear it in the motor that's inside of it. But again, for what it is, and when you're playing the game, you don't really even focus on the sound of the fan. The sound inside the game of a Stern Spike 2 when that fan kicks on, honestly, it's probably louder than this when it kicks on. So, you know, people, the haters are out there that complain and, you know, just want to complain about everything. It's not that loud. Again, the idea behind this, and, you know, I said in my first video, I've seen this online, like on Facebook. They were trying to sell this product before Dan kind of, I guess, discovered this, or however he discovered it. So I knew the concept of this when he was telling me about it, and I saw it. But again, like, to put it and incorporate it into a pinball machine as a topper is just, it's a great idea, because you really could customize it to however you want to customize it to. And as you could just go on YouTube, as long as you're not selling these videos, like, you know, these videos from the actual movie like this, like full length video like this of movies, you know, this is for my personal use, you know. So I could download whatever I want. If it's on YouTube, well, I'm going to download it. I'm not making a profit off this. Again, Dan has a system where you pay to unlock videos. So that's a great concept. So here's Darth Vader and Ben Kenobi's Duel. It's actually in the pinball machine as well. I could think when you start Lightsaber Duel as the mode. Again, another classic scene from the movie, from the original. Again, the scenes, like the darker scenes, are a bit darker, you know, on this actual topper. But so what I try to do when I download the video is download it. If there's an option for 1080p, I'll download it in that, because again, you have 15 gigs on this mini SD card, so you could put a lot of data on there. And also too, just a word to the wise, you might want to back your videos up as well, just in case this SD card ever craps out on you, or you know, you need to put a new one in because something happens, you don't lose all your videos. So you might want to back those up somewhere when you create these videos. Or if you download them, you know, just put them in a safe place as well. Like being an IT person as myself, I see a lot of people go through that where they lose data and can't get it back. Especially when you go through all this work to make these videos and then all of a sudden just lose everything. And I believe these are the ones that Dan has on his site. So that's the videos that I did. These are, I think, on the original one that I did, the original video. So again, I just wanted to show the videos of what I just kind of did. And yeah, they look great. They look really cool, and it's really easy to do. So follow my steps. Dan has a video out there too as well. Use both of our videos to make the, you know, your custom videos to install on this topper. So good luck. Looking forward to what you guys do with your videos and what you guys come up with. Let me know. Keep me posted. Send me some emails. info@pinballsupernova.com. Let me know what you're kind of working on. That'd be great to keep in touch with that. And again, thanks for watching the videos. Really appreciate it as always. And you can see all my stuff at www.pinballsupernova.com. And keep subscribing to that YouTube page. I really appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Thanks.